Howdy, boys! Yep, that's right. Rockstar's added manual shifting into GTA Online with the addition of the new drag races. So before we talk about anything else, we're going to dive into that, how that works a little bit. So when you first spawn into any drag race, you're asked to do a burnout in which a little blue bar on your speedometer will show up and it will decrease in size, and you have to keep the little red pin within those lines in order to get a perfect burnout. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I couldn't figure out what that actually does. All I could see was that I got a good burnout, a perfect burnout, or I failed. So if you guys figure anything out, please leave it in the comments below. But anyway, when the race actually starts, your car is going to operate like any manual car. When it reaches a certain zone, you have to shift up, and if you go past that, you're gonna have to shift down. Like in this clip, for example, every time the pin goes from the gray into the blue zones, I'm shifting up by pressing right shift on the keyboard. However, if I made a mistake and went past that, I would press right control in order to shift down so I can make it back into the blue zone. And Rockstar, I must say, I am very impressed because it feels good. It feels really good to be shifting. It's satisfying, it's responsive, and it's very cool and interactive gameplay. My only issue that I've had with shifting so far is that right at the start, the first shift comes very, very quickly. I don't know if that's because I'm revving, but it comes a little too fast for my liking. And the only other thing would be for cars that have more gears, I've been activating my sticky keys, which is really annoying because then I get tabbed out of the game, but you know, that's an easy fix. You just turn them off. But other than that, the shifting is great. Now, how about the rest of the race? Because the shifting is probably the coolest part about the race. And then you've got this long stretch of not much else, to be honest with you. All you've got after that is the nitrous boost, and you get the nitrous boost once your cars have reached their top speed, and then you can use that whenever. It's just a simple E on the keyboard. Apologies to any controller players watching this video. I don't know what buttons you guys use, but I'm sure the game will tell you. My guess is that you're supposed to use the nitrous boost towards the end of the race. And the two reasons that I'm saying that are that, one, if you use the boost right after you get it, it's a pretty boring race after that. Like, you're going in a straight line. You know, you could do some min-maxing with how well you're taking the corner, which edge of the road you're on, but there's not much else to it. So the second thing was that I watched Fast and Furious 10, and there's a clip where Dominic Toretto is in Brazil drag racing against Aquaman, and he said someone punched their nitrous too early. So maybe that's how it's supposed to work. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying Dominic Toretto is kind of the GOAT now. Anyway, continuing on with the video, we have the cars in each class. So classes are limited to only 3. We have sports, muscle, and tuner cars. Our sports class has 10 cars. Here's a little slideshow of the ones that were available to me in game. Before you start the race, custom vehicles are set to restricted or off. So this is just what I had. It doesn't seem like you can get any sports cars beyond this for now anyway. Rockstar might add that as a drip feed kind of feature in the future, but the sports cars class has around 10 cars. For the muscles class, we have around 10 to 12 cars, and I would say there's a pretty decent selection of muscle cars that people actually want to race. The only thing is that the STX is not available and the Vigor ZX is not available, which are two of the fastest cars within the muscle cars class. So I think your fastest pick within that class would probably be the ASP, because you can stance that one and you can take it into the race stanced. Similar to the tuners class, which is actually our biggest class. It's got somewhere between 16 to 20 cars. It's pretty much all the tuners cars. It didn't seem like there was anyone that got left out. And then finally, you get rewarded $1,950 and 510 RP while this is on double money. So basically, you ain't getting shit for doing these races. But they are very fun, so enjoyment, I guess. Nothing of monetary value. And then last little feature for the actual race itself is if you select point to point with no contact, it removes catch-up and slipstream, and those features will not be available. Now, I've told you a lot about these races. How do you actually join them? Well, there's 3 main ways that you can do this. First is, of course, just to pull up your phone if you have an invite and you go through the job menu. The second one is to pull in front of the LS car meet, and across the street there's a pink circle if you have your blips enabled, and that will enter you into the drag series. Personally, I like this last method the most, even though it has, I guess, the most steps if you want to count each one of these as a step. But you open your map, go to the online tab, hit jobs, play job, Rockstar created, scroll down to races, and then You just scroll down until you hit D for drag race because it is sorted in alphabetical order. And from there, you can access any drag race you want. I just think this gives you the most control over which race that you get to do, and you can also do it from anywhere. You don't have to be across from the Ellis car meet. Last thing I forgot to mention is that every car has a different number of gears, and that changes the amount of time until your next shift, how often you're going to be shifting, and how fast your car is going to be going. Let's take the sports class, for example. The Coquette D10 seems like your fastest option in that class because not only does it have a higher top speed than the Spectre, it's got 9 gears. That's right, you're going to be shifting 9 times with that car. And the cherry on top is that the D10 has a speed glitch, so it is insanely fast. The Spectre, on the other hand, tops out at 7 gears and does not have a speed glitch, so it is at a massive disadvantage, and I wouldn't ever recommend someone use that in the drag races. Make sure you have a custom D10. But that's pretty much everything there is to know about these drag races. They are a lot of fun, and I highly recommend that you and your friends try them out together, even if you haven't played GTA in a long time, just because I feel like this is a feature alongside cop cars that should have been added years and years ago. But it's finally here, so why not try it out? Anyways, drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video, comment down below and let me know what you think about these drag races. Sub to the channel if you guys are new. I'm sure we'll be seeing these in some of our upcoming content, and that's about it. Take care, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.
Peace.